everyone! Today I have a very exciting video for you all about prints and colors because I went and got some fabrics from Marimekko. Marimekko is a Finnish design brand for clothing and kitchenware and bed linen and upholstery fabrics. I was on vacation in Finland and saw that there was a big outlet shop in Helsinki. At the outlet, they also sell leftover fabrics from their clothing lines. You can buy it there per meter on the roll, and that's super exciting to me because you can't buy them on their website. So it's basically the one place you have to go if you want remnant Marimekko clothing fabric. So we decided to make a little detour on the way to the airport on the last day of our vacation, and we went and had a look. So I got a big bag full of nice fabrics. I have to say, Mr. Taupe was an absolute trooper for going with me. We were on the way to the airport with all of our luggage and we spent a good chunk of time there. It was a whole thing, a whole travel, and Mr. Taupe was super patient and I really appreciate it. At the end of the video, after all the fabrics, I will also share my personal experience of going to this outlet shop. Maybe there's some practical tips for anyone who would be planning on going there in the future. Anyway, let's get into the fabrics. Alright, so I have 5 fabrics in total, 2 for my mom, 2 for myself, and 1 for like interior things. Let's start with the ones for my mom. The first one is called Ithaca. It was designed by Maria Isola in 1959. It's a very flowy, blue-toned crepe, very geometric. It has that typical crepe texture. It's 100% viscose. And I have 1 meter of it. When I showed this to my mom, she immediately wanted it. The plan would be to make some kind of blouse or tunic from it. I basically just want a very simple tunic, I think, to really make the pattern shine. I don't think it needs any frills or any crazy things. So yeah, that's fabric number 1. Then we have the second fabric, which is a bit loud. It's this gorgeous, very fine cotton. It was designed again by Maria Isola in 1963. It's called meloni, which means melon. It's basically a deconstructed melon. Very, very loud. Very beautiful drape. I have 3, let me double check. Yeah, I have 3 meters of this. So I definitely have enough to make something impactful. I have to be a bit mindful with the placement of the print because it could be a bit unflattering. I think I really have to sit together with my mom and see what she likes, maybe drape it on her. Yeah, a deconstructed watermelon. What better pattern for like a nice summer outfit? Then we're moving on to the fabrics I bought for myself. The first one is one that I immediately fell in love with, and it's this navy blue fabric. It's called Vivakuka, which means line flower in Finnish. It was designed by Satu Maranen, and it's their take on the pinstripe. They wanted to make a pinstripe suit fabric, but then different and Marimekko style, and this is what they came up with. It's 100% cotton. It has a bit of drape, but is definitely more on the structured side. It has a bit of a sheen, which I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it really, really looks like high quality cotton. The colors, I think, are very flattering for me. I think it's just beautiful. I checked it out and they have used this to make tailored pants and a shirt. They've made dresses from this, they've made all kinds of stuff from it. All of this is super inspiring, and honestly, it's very difficult to decide what to make from it. I have 2 meters of this. I think I will go for like a nice maxi or midi dress. Either a wrap dress, because it's quite versatile, or some kind of halter neck dress with like a high neck. But I don't know if I would be wearing that very often, and if I'm making something with this fabric, I would really hope that I also wear it more than one time, you know? So I'm still thinking about what to make, but yeah, I have a few options. Then I have a bit of a wild card. It's this this viscose polyester blend. The pattern on it is a floral. It's called Caruselli. It was designed by Katsuji Wakisaka, a Japanese textile designer in 1973. I'm not sure how to explain this fabric to you. Very delicate, beautiful texture. It's a see-through back, and then there's a texture on top. It's not really the style that I usually go for. It's much more frilly, so I really have to think about what I will make from it. But I saw it and immediately thought, I want this. I have 1 meter of this, and I was thinking of making some kind of sheer blouse with maybe some elastics or sporty details maybe to make it a bit more my style. I have no idea. Yeah, I just really liked it, and I cannot wait to make something fun and maybe a bit weird out of it. And then I have my last piece of fabric. This one I saw in the remnants bin. So in the outlet you have like a bin of cutoffs basically that you can weigh, and then you pay 25 euros per kilo. So it's usually, I think, the rest of a roll or like cutouts or things like that. Most pieces are quite small, and I saw this one a little bit out of my typical color palette because this is not really a color that I tend to go for, but I really liked it for some reason, and I thought I could make some accessories from it. One of their upholstery fabrics, so it's definitely much more thick. You can see that it has structure. It's 100% cotton, and it's really, really sturdy. So not really suitable for any clothing making, I think. This is the only fabric that has like side text, and it says Marimekko, Suomi, Finland. This is a pattern or a design from 1952, and it's designed by the founder of Marimekko, Arni Ratia. And yeah, I'm very happy to have this in my little collection. I just realized I've been filming the whole thing about all the fabrics with a big blob of mascara under my eye, and I thought about redoing it all, but then I decided not to. It's fine. It's just some mascara. But that's what you get for putting on mascara for the first time in weeks. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so now I'll talk a little bit more about what I paid for the fabrics, the sustainability of the brand, and the outlet experience. Let's start with what I paid. In total, I paid 110 euros for all of my fabrics. For the clothing fabrics, you paid 15 euros a meter, and I have 7 meters in total, so that's 105. And then of the remnants, like the one fabric from the remnant bin, that was 5 euros. That's definitely not the cheapest fabric, but I think for design fabrics, it's also not the worst. In terms of sustainability, I have to say I'm kind of on the fence here. I did some research, and on the website they have a whole page about sustainability where they talk about the impact on people and the planet. They have a page called Meet the Suppliers, which I thought was super exciting, but then when you click on that, they don't go into details about which factories, what the working conditions are, if the wage they're paid is fair, all of these things that are quite important. They don't really share that information. Then in terms of the materials, a lot of their clothing is made out of cotton, and they are part of the Better Cotton initiative. And then I also saw that there's quite a lot of clothing made out of tencel and cupro and things like that. But again, they don't really disclose anything about the supply chain or anything like that, so you don't really know how sustainable it actually is. So for me, I think there's an opportunity for much more transparency there. Their whole idea of timeless design is amazing to me. The fact that I bought prints that were designed in 1952 or whatever is pretty great. I think they also sell the fabric remnants, so I guess that's also a way of reducing waste, but I think there are much more opportunities for transparency there. So that would be lovely to see in the future. For the outlet, this outlet was situated in Helsinki, about 8 kilometers outside of the city center. It's definitely a very industrial neighborhood, I think. It's reachable by car and also public transport, but keep in mind that once you get off the tram or bus or metro, you still have to walk about 5 to 10 minutes to the outlet. When we got there, I was a bit nervous. I was a bit afraid that we wouldn't be able to leave our bags anywhere, but the people there were so nice. When we entered the shop, they immediately said, if you want, you can leave your luggage behind the counter. So that was super easy. From there, we then took another bus and then the train to the airport. So definitely possible. In terms of accessibility, because it's not next to a bus stop or a tram station, that kind of reduces the accessibility. There were also some steps in the shop, so if you have reduced mobility or something, you might have to ask someone from the shop to help you or assist you. Overall, I thought it was going to be maybe a bit like a warehouse, but actually it was much more like a shop, so much more open and airy, which was nice. All right, that was a little bit of a rant. I think that's me for today. Thank you for coming along on this little fabric haul / review. Let me know if you had ever heard of the brand Marimekko before. If you did, have you ever bought anything from them or made something with their fabrics? I would love to know, so leave it down below. Follow me on Instagram if you want to see what I end up making with these fabrics. Thank you for watching all the way until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a nice comment. That really helps me out. And I will see you next time. Bye!